The problem with that is that I want to safeguard employer-based insurance. Federal employees have an employer-based insurance. State employees, City of Houston, Harris County have employer-based insurance. ExxonMobil, Shell, the printing company I used to work for has employer-based insurance. If we make that exception only for elected officials, that's fine, and I'll vote for it. But because I don't want that public plan to be any worse than the options I have. And the public plan is designed to be like the federal employee plan. We have a low plan, and we have a middle plan. I hope I don't have to remind you this is not a football game. If I don't throw the right pass, you don't get the boot. But anyway, that's the bill. I take health care real seriously. I've been working on it for years, expand coverage. And when I look at the numbers they gave, and it said that in our district, 223,000 people would have access to health care who don't have it right now. And that's not covering illegals. Another part of the bill does not cover someone who's here undocumented or illegal. How can they? They're not supposed to have a Social Security number. Let me get another question from the constituent. Yes, ma'am.
I understand this is a really stressful situation for you.
Oh, no, hey. That's what you pay me for, to hear my comments.
A few separate questions. You said you're on a committee for the energy. How many people are on this committee, and what exactly do you do on this committee?
There are 60 members. There are about 60 members, and they're made up of majority or Democrat. Whoever wins control of the House gets to select the committee members. And so they're majority Democrats. I served 12 years on the, well, not quite 12 years on the committee. It was majority Republican, and so it's split. So it's majority Democrat and a minority Republican.
So you realize that this cap and trade bill is going to be really bad for the energy states?
Well, there are companies who support it. There are some large companies that supported a cap and trade bill. They were part of a coalition. Shell, ConocoPhillips, and British Petroleum realized that there needs to be something done with carbon control. Now, the other ones but let me tell you, when we first put in the EPA in 1969, I wasn't there, but I'll bet you all those companies said you're going to drive us out of business making us clean up our emissions. So, and we've had an EPA since 1969. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You said you read the big fat healthcare plan, and I'm going to read some of the things that are on there. Section 123, there will be a government committee deciding what treatments and benefits you get. Page 42, section 142, Health Choices Commissioner will choose your benefits for you.
Well,
Section 152,
okay,
page
let me
5051.
get them because I didn't get your first name. I didn't get your last
will be provided to all non-U.S. citizens.
No, that's not in the bill. You're reading somebody's misrepresentation of this bill.
This is actually in there.
No, it's not. I can tell you that it's not. It's in there that it prohibits undocumented or someone who's here without legality in the bill. It's in there. Because I voted for it.
What is the rush to get these people covered? Right.
Well, okay. You know, okay. Well,
they're just making ends meet, and you're fixing to tax a whole lot of people. Why is this a whole lot of money to cover undocumented workers?
That's not true. You can say it all you want, but it's not true.
That's who's uninsured for the poor and the illegal immigrants.
Go to our website and you can read the bill. Please.
You just said website.
That's not necessary. Let me get this young man. When did you serve in Iraq? When did you serve?
2005-2006.
Hey, I've been doing these and it's my job, so just like it is to vote, I have to
discuss is, my mom works for me. She's 59. She she needs a heart transplant in the next 3 to 4 years. Currently, our insurance provides that coverage. And in a year, I have to move my insurance. Okay? What's going to happen if I have to move my insurance next year or maybe a couple of years down the road and we have to go to the public option? If she's on the public option, will my mother get a new heart when she's 62 years old?
Well, at 59, you know, and what I know about the protocols of transplants, you know, at 59 she would be eligible if she doesn't have some other terrible illness. I had a fellow who had cancer and needed a heart transplant.
What about 60?
You know, they don't do that. The doctors will not provide a heart to someone who also has terminal cancer.
I understand. She had all her organs, she's got all the checks to be on the list. She's clean,
Yeah.
and she's allowed to get one up until the age 69 as long as she doesn't have any other organ failures.
Yeah.
So if everything else stays equal, okay, and we move to the public option because we have no other choice, what's going to happen? Will they pay for those type of procedures?
Well,
Procedures that cost $1 million.
Well, those procedures that you have right now are in place with your private sector. My goal was to not have the public plan be worse than what you get. Now, it may, may not, the public plan is going to have a low plan, medium, and high. Now, it may not cover, I think even the low plan would cover a heart transplant, but it may not cover 10 different medications on some of their illness. Because, like I said, do you have a plan now that you can buy either an HMO, a PPO, or a full 80/20? Okay, so that's kind of the mid plan. And so, I don't think it would have any difference because somebody's already set that as a protocol for heart transplants, and that's been the rule. And you know, Congress doesn't make that decision. It's actually made by the Institute of Medicine that actually, and I'll tell you right now, Blue Cross, I don't know who your carrier is, but your insurance company will typically adopt what is a standard medical practice for coverage. And that's what I want the federal plan to be. Well, you know, I'm only in Congress every 2 years, so I don't know what will happen after I'm gone. But that's you don't know what you know. But the goal I have is to make sure somebody who's under the public plan has the same coverage as someone else that maybe their employer doesn't provide it, or their employer can't provide it. So that's the goal I have, and for voting for the bill.